everyone, welcome to my channel. First of all, I would like to thank all of my subscribers. Thank you so much for your support, for your comments. I do read them all. If you're not part of our family yet, please do subscribe. I would love to welcome you. With that, you probably figured out from the title of this video that today's video will be about, is it too late to learn a musical instrument as an adult? Now, if you're here for a short answer, I'm gonna give it to you right now. The answer is no, it is not too late to begin learning musical instrument as an adult. If that's all you wanted to hear, hit that subscribe button and I will see you in my next video. If you want to hear a bit more about my tips and my experience, stay, and I will be also doing a very small giveaway at the end of this video. So if you are here only for the giveaway, just scroll all the way to the end. Now, before we dive into my tips about how to start a musical instrument as an adult, I have to give you a little bit of a story time, I guess. So back when I was 3 years old, my parents signed me up for a ballet school, for a dance school. It was a professional dance school where I would go every day for 5 to 6 hours a day. We would learn ballet, jazz, folk dance, contemporary, acting, you name it. And that went on for majority of my childhood all the way into my teens. That was great. I enjoyed dancing, absolutely. But ever since I remember myself, ever since I was a little girl, I absolutely dreamt to play a musical instrument, whether piano or violin. And I remember internalizing that wish so much that I never really vocalized it to my parents. I never told them, hey, I want to play violin. I never said that. I just kept dancing because that's something you just do. I've been doing it for so long that I didn't know any better. Now, fast forward 15 years from that time, or even more, I have finished university. I've graduated with a geology degree. I found a petroleum geology job, so I was working in the industry, and I was starting to enjoy my life and doing things that I like for me. And so I signed up for yoga classes. I went back doing ballet with Alberta Ballet, traveling, and there was this little voice in my head that kept telling me, hey, you wanted to play violin, try it, go take lessons. But being from the Russian background, there's a mentality that if you haven't started playing an instrument when you were like this big, when you were 4 or 5 years old, there's really no point of starting as an adult because you're never gonna be good enough. You never can be like a concert type violinist or pianist or like any concert type musician. So don't even try. That's what I've been taught since I was a kid, and so that's the mentality I had. But something broke in my head and I said, you know what, I don't care. I'm gonna go and try and take lessons. So that's what I did. I picked up the phone, I called the closest music store to my house and I said, hey, I want to take lessons. I'm an adult beginner. I don't know anything about violin at all, but I would like to try. And they said, no problem. We have a tryout lesson. First lesson is free. We have a teacher on Saturday. Come on. So I come into the lesson and my teacher was amazing. And I started my first lesson in my early 20s, and I see her and there's this kid standing in front of me, and she was 16 or 17 at the time, and I was like, whoa, she's so much younger than me. But she was absolutely amazing. We are friends to this day. She's still teaching me violin, and she's fantastic. She's so talented, and she's been playing violin all her life since she was 3 years old. Very talented, played with orchestras, plays at university, and just all in all, great. And she's now teaching my daughter to play violin, so it worked out really good. Now it's been, I've been playing on and off for 5 years. Now, here are the tips. Now, if you stayed here for all this story, here are the tips that I can give you throughout my experience. So tip number 1, if you want to learn an instrument, at least at the beginning, take lessons. Take a couple lessons with a professional teacher, because not only you will be motivated to get up your butt and physically go to somewhere to take the lesson and play, but also the teacher gives you a very good structure on how to learn. So you will progress quite quickly with the teacher. Now, it doesn't apply only to the violin. It applies to like any instrument you would like to play, piano, guitar, drums. The teacher can help you a lot and progress you much quicker than you would on your own. You can dabble on an instrument just by watching tutorials or by reading books, but it helps a lot to have a teacher. Now, tip number 2 is Do not invest into a very expensive musical instrument from the start. I started with a very, very cheap violin. Now it was $350 at the store, but you can buy the same violin for like $150 or something on Amazon. I'm gonna link it below. If you're interested in violin specifically, you can take a look. But it applies to any instrument. Again, don't go out and buy like a $10,000 guitar if you're only gonna play a couple months and then get bored of it. Now for me, I played on a cheap violin for a year and a half. I enjoyed it, and I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna stick with it, I'm gonna continue playing. And so with my teacher we went, and I've invested into a professional grade violin, which is way, way more than $100. But to me it was a valuable investment because I do continue, I'm planning on continuing playing it for a long time to come, and I'm hoping that my daughter gets to use it when she's a bit older. So that's number 2. Number 3 is invest some time in learning music theory. So now you might be one of the people that can play music just by hearing, by ear. You hear the music and then you play. But knowing the theory behind it helps so much. It helped me to progress so much quicker because now not only can I read music, but I also understand the theory behind it. I understand how the music is put together, or for the most part I understand. There's so much more I can learn. Don't get me wrong, there's a lifetime of learning. But it's an enjoyable process, and it doesn't take as much time as you think, and it is not as hard as you think. So definitely put some time into learning music theory. It also helps you to understand other instruments just by learning notes, how to read notes. I can also now dabble into piano and like learn pieces on piano. I understand guitar, tabs, and so forth. Number 4 is to participate in recitals or concerts of some sort. Having a teacher attached to a music store or music school is advantageous because I had access to recitals. I could participate in recitals. Now, my teacher did tell me at the beginning, she said, not all adults participate in recitals, and so you don't have to if you don't want to. But I said, hey, sign me up, I want to. I knew the recital pushes you to practice a lot, because you have not only your wish to play, but now you have pressure and stress to perform in front of other people. And so that pressure and stress gives you motivation to practice and practice and practice. Let me tell you, being a professional ballet dancer for a majority of my life, I'm very used to stage. I'm very used to being in front of a lot of people, performing. But the violin recital was the most terrifying thing ever. And here's a little clip from that. Now, as you can see, it didn't really sound very good, but I did it, and I am so glad I did it. And the final tip that I can give, which probably the most important one, is don't let negativity, negative thoughts, discouragement get to you. When I first started learning violin, I told my friends, and some of them just laughed at me. They said, "Are you crazy? Do you know how much time it takes to learn the violin? Do you know how bad it sounds?" And I'm like, do you even play violin? How do you know all these things? Like, you don't know. And this is something for me, I enjoy it a lot. Like, I don't care what you think. I am gonna play it, and period. So don't let negative thoughts, don't let doubt get into your way. Don't compare yourself to some professional violinist or like musicians that you see on YouTube that they've been playing for all their life. They've been practicing. They've been through the grind of hours and hours, of countless of hours of practice. And you also don't know how they sounded when they started playing. So don't compare yourself. Like, they are in that stage of their life and you're here. So when you're starting, compare yourself to your level. When I first started violin, this is what I played. My very first lesson, we learned to play on open strings, and that's all I played was this. And so that night I went and watched 3-year-olds on YouTube starting to play violin, and that's exactly what 3-year-olds play. And it was hilarious to watch, but it was also motivating, because I was like, okay, if this little bitty kid can do it. I can definitely do it. So that was my number 5 tip. Now to give you an example for violin specifically, obviously because I learned to play violin, after playing just open notes, we went into playing scales, so something like this. Shortly after, graduated into playing short pieces, something like this. And now we're playing much more complex pieces and the ones that I enjoy quite a bit. And that's one of the advantages of being an adult player, is I can pick what I want to play. This is everything for my tips for adult beginners. And with that, I wanted to do a small giveaway to my subscribers as a thank you, guys. And being a small channel, I don't really have any sponsors, so it's a small giveaway, but nevertheless, in my previous video, if you haven't watched it, I'm gonna link it somewhere here. I did a video about how to stay organized, and I used those notebooks as to put all my to-do lists in. And I absolutely love them. They're very cute. And I thought I'd give you guys 2 of them. They're the same ones with different design at the front. So to participate, if you want them, please subscribe. You have to be a subscriber. And also comment below what musical instrument would you like to play or would like to learn to play. If you don't want to learn anything, just say, not into it, sorry, don't care. You're still gonna be part of the giveaway, and I will announce the winner a month from now, so a month from today. And being a small channel, you also have an advantage because there's not a lot of people who will be participating, so you probably your odds are pretty good. And so that's everything for me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.